My name is Angel and I'm a grateful believer in Jesus Christ. I graduated, I did the New Life program twice. The first time I did it was in 2011. I graduated and then I went into the New Way program for about 9 months. I started using drugs when I was in junior high and it progressed throughout high school. I continued to use drugs after I graduated high school in 2001 and it just continued to just progress daily and more and more. Using drugs in junior high because I was just partying with friends and it just became my lifestyle was partying and I really got hooked on meth and that became my drug of choice. So I have a brother and my mom and dad. My mom and dad divorced and my dad stayed here in Yuma and I stayed with him and my brother went with my mom in California. So I mostly lived here with my dad and his girlfriend in Yuma, Arizona and talked to my mom and brother every once in a while. When I started getting into drugs, my parents cut me off and they didn't want nothing to do with me because all I did was kept using them for money. And I allowed people into the home and they stole stuff. So I no longer had ties with my family in my addiction. I came to Crossroads Mission the first time due to drug court, and then when I graduated drug court I did relapse and I ended up back at the mission when I was on probation once again. Probation saved my life by sending me to Crossroads Mission. When my first experience at Crossroads Mission, I didn't really care for the chapels and the Bible studies, and that was one thing I would always tell them, like, I'm not here to learn about God. But my second time, was my number one thing to do, was to learn more about the Bible, learn about Jesus Christ. So I participated in the last program I participated in at Crossroads Mission was the New Life program. When I graduated New Life, I had a home that I was able to move back to, but I continued to come to Crossroads Mission to volunteer my time. Staying at Crossroads Mission, I was able to obtain my fingerprint clearance card. I was able to continue to be successful in probation. So my experience at Crossroads Mission learning about Jesus Christ is really what has given me the foundation of my recovery. My second time in the program, I decided to make that my number one goal was to be part of and to continue to engage in Bible studies and to go to chapels and to just learn more about the Bible. Crossroads Mission has introduced me to God and to help me to become more spiritual, which has been just a journey in my life and such a transformation in all I do in my life. So I was able to become part of a church where I am now the treasurer. I've been part of them for 5 years, and I work at Crossroads Mission, and the Bible studies that they have for staff help me to continue to move forward in my spirituality. I met my husband in 2011, and we've been able to build a life together with his 2 sons that I was able to have a part of my life. Ever since then, we've had a strong foundation in our housing. We are stable, we are able to obtain vehicles, and we are able to pay our bills. After Crossroads Mission, I was able to have a stable family with my husband and his 2 sons that I got to be a part of their life. And I continue to go to church weekly. I'm part of other faith-based ministries in the human community to where we can share our experiences with others that are growing in their faith. I also, my husband and I have been in the same home for about 10 years and we have been able to build a solid foundation for our family. For people that are struggling in addiction, I just urge you to take that step and to come to Crossroads Mission. I know it may be scary, but in the end, I'm telling you, it'll be the best thing you do for your life. Sometimes just being there, it just helps you to encourage you to move forward in life, and the staff are always there to help encourage you and to help you to attain your goals. And for the Yuma community, I just encourage you to come down to Crossroads Mission and to volunteer to see all the programs that we have down here. And we just ask that you continue to keep us in your prayers as we continue to move